Welcome everyone! Today we have this incredible opportunity to learn top-notch English from Loki himself, that is Tom Hiddleston.
I am Loki of Asgard, and I am burdened with glorious purpose.
Have you ever been interviewed by a 9-year-old kid? Well, Tom has.
Do you think I could ask you a few questions?
Of course, absolutely, I'd be honoured.
Okay, what does it feel like to be Loki in the Thor movie?
He's a great character, isn't he? He's mischievous and so it's my job to turn up on set and have as much fun as I can.
Excuse me? What did you just say?
So it's my job to turn up on set and have as much fun as I can.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I got it now. So when you turn up somewhere, it means you appear somewhere or you come to some place. And he said, when I turn up on set. So when he's being filmed.
Are you a bit mischievous?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Tonight I am, I think.
Tonight you are.
Hopefully.
It's also your birthday,
Yeah,
for
it
which
is my
many happy
birthday
returns.
When it's somebody's birthday, we usually say, Happy birthday, right? But let's be more creative and find out other ways of congratulating a person. One of the expressions is that Tom's used. It's many happy returns or happy returns of the day.
When you're preparing for a role, if you're thinking, does this one go for the jugular or should I let this one wash over me? As you're approaching it, which approach do you like?
If you go for the jugular, it means that you get the results at all costs and whatever it takes you to get it. And the opposite is to wash over. If you go with the flow and you let everything happen and just observe it, so it means that you let it wash over you.
When you're preparing for a role, if you're thinking, does this one go for the jugular or should I let this one wash over me? As you're approaching it, which approach do you like?
I think if I let anything wash over me, my life would be much easier. I can't explain it. I tend to go for the jugular every time. I don't know how to do it any other way. When I go for something, I go for it at the expense of everything else.
Did you have a point in your life when you did something at the expense of everything else? Well, it must have been huge. It must have been something really important and grand for you, crucial. Yes, when you do something at the expense of everything else, it means you sacrifice everything for this thing.
When I go for something, I go for it at the expense of everything else. And I love what I do, simply. And I feel so lucky that I'm allowed to do it and that I get to do it for a living.
If you get to do something, it means you have a chance, you have an opportunity to do this. For example, thanks to my work, I get to meet many people from different cultures.
I feel so lucky that I'm allowed to do it and that I get to do it for a living.
Now, you are a mega superstar, aren't you?
You are.
And you must have a lot of famous people on your contacts. But who is the most famous person you've got on your phone?
Oh my goodness, that's an amazing question. I mean, I've got all the Avengers on my phone.
Have you?
How's that?
That'll do me.
That'll do, mate. It means it'll be enough. That will do.
That's like
You got Captain America and everybody on there.
America, Thor, Iron Man, the Hulk, Black Widow.
It just can't get any better.
How's your work? Well, it can't get any better. It means it's at its highest point, at its climax. Or you can say it can't get any worse. So it's like the lowest point ever, and it's like the worst time that you've ever had.
I think I've been very diligent in my training and tried to listen to the advice of all my teachers and instructors as a student, as an academic, as a training actor, and I always wanted to do right by them.
To do right by someone is to do what is expected from you, to be waiting for somebody's approval.
And I found myself, it's a very scary moment when you're a young actor. Most people find themselves in their early 20s, and everything is possible and nothing is guaranteed. And you start auditioning. And if you're lucky enough, you have an agent, and you start auditioning, and they send you everything from period drama to Casualty to dairy milk commercials. Yep, I went up for a dairy milk commercial when I was 24. And you are thrown into the business and thrown into it at the deep end, and there's no time for doubt or failure.
Oh, to be thrown in at the deep end. That's really, really tough, because it means that you're made like to start something new, some new activity or a job without any help whatsoever.
I perhaps was too careful in auditioning, and I would always get close to landing roles and to booking jobs, and I would never quite get there.
Well, that's not that satisfying. If you want to get somewhere, yes, you want to have this result, and you give you everything, and you don't get it. You don't get the result. So it means like you don't get there. You don't get to the destination where you want to be, what you want to obtain or gain.
And I mean, this is a universal experience for all creative people, certainly actors, is that the constant rejection at the beginning. And you have to get used to it, and you have to get thick-skinned about it.
Are you thick-skinned or are you susceptible? Well, in real world, in this world, you have to be thick-skinned. You have to get thick-skinned. It means that you have to vent for yourself, and you have to take it easy, and not to take many things personally, close to your heart, to have this resilience to life's challenges.
I got so exhausted by, I was trying to sort of, because at first you take it very personally, and I thought, well, no one's gonna help me get there. The only person who can do this is me. And I started preparing in a different way, and I sort of stepped up to the plate a little better, I think.
Oh, it's a brilliant idiom, to step up to the plate. So when maybe you're stuck in a routine, or you want to... Maybe you're stuck... Most me like it. Well, maybe you're stuck in routine and you want some changes, and so it's high time for you to act, and you might use this idiom in this sense. So I stepped up to the plate and I changed my whole life.
Because I could feel time sliding away, and I wasn't getting on with life. I just was sort of stuck in this rut of neither acting nor doing anything else.
Are you getting on with your life, or are you stuck in a rut? I hope the former. If you're stuck in a rut, it's a feeling of being stuck in routine. So it's really boring and dull, and you can see no way out.
So I just kind of changed everything up, and it worked. I'm lucky. The BBC's casting director had sent me the script for Wallander, and I remember meeting Ken Branagh, and that was when he invited me to audition for Thor, and it was a very open net they were casting. Marvel wanted young actors to play the principal roles who had no previous attachment in the audience's mind, and I got cast as Loki, and that was my foot in the door, so to speak.
To get your foot in the door is to enter business or some organization at a low position, but with a chance of growing, with a chance of being promoted there. So Tom got his foot in the door after he met Ken Branagh, and after he was auditioned for Thor.
I was going to ask, if a lot of actors who have a connection to a character like that, sometimes when they come around again, you're thinking, oh, they almost think of him as if he's like another guy. Like, oh, that's nice, he's going to be coming around again. A nice guest in the house is going to be Loki. He's going to be coming around. Do you kind of have that feeling that he's sort of like this other guy at this other point?
What the hell was going on? I mean, did you get anything? Okay, so let's listen to it once again.
I was going to ask if a lot of people who have a lot of actors who have a connection to a character like that, sometimes when they come around again, you're think, oh, they almost think of him as if he's like another guy. Like, oh, that's nice. He's going to be coming around again. A nice guest in the house is going to be Loki. He's going to be coming around. Do you kind of have that feeling that he's sort of like this other guy at this other point?
Well, that's much more understandable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so odd because it's so rare as an actor to have a chance to go back to a character. And I've gone back to him a couple of times, and it is odd. It's like, hello, darkness, my old friend, you know? Yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see. Nothing ends in the Marvel Universe, so. I think it doesn't matter at what stage you're at in your creative life or in your career. But people will always have an idea of who they think you are, and often it's inaccurate or not wholly accurate, and you mustn't let them change your own sense of who you are. You have to plow your own furrow.
Well, that's just a great piece of advice from Tom Hiddleston, because you shouldn't listen to anyone but yourself and your heart. Listen to it and pursue your goals and your dreams. Just keep going and plow your own furrow.
Listen well, brother.
I'm listening.
Dear friends, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Should you have any questions, don't hesitate and ask me. It was Ola Chekhovskaya. Until next time, bye bye.